back here for another day. I'm gonna do some raking and hopefully some baling. But first off, we need to put the tires on this. I have them in the truck now. Put the tires on and then hook it up to the tractor and go from there. Hopefully the dew will leave. It's pretty wet out right now, but I'll get those tires on quickly. There is kind of a funky thing going on with this wheel. I don't know if you can tell, but it's at a really bad angle. Looks like there's some sort of a bushing that's supposed to be in there. That is missing, obviously. So I may go try to root around and try find one. If not, I will just run it the way it is. It should be good enough for a bit. Like, it will wear out eventually, but try find something, and if I can't, I'll just run it like the way it is and call it good enough. So I have a little theory. It's not the proper way, but it'll have to work for now. I found this little thingy and it fits on this side, not in here. But I'm just gonna take it to the bench grinder. I'll grind it down just a little bit so it slips in there. Then maybe I'll put a set screw of some sort into there to hold it just for the time being, and then later on I'll try figure out a bearing or something, or a bronze bushing to fit in there to keep it from wearing this rim right out. So I got this custom thing all ground down enough. I'll just kind of put it in that far and put a couple tacks, and then it should be good enough for me, I think. So the custom repair is done. Is it proper? No. Do I care? Not really. I know it won't last, but it has to last just for a bit, and then I'll probably think of fixing it after, and I won't, and I'll just run it like this till it breaks apart. But I'm gonna grease it up good and proper, that area and the shaft. Do the same to the other side and say good enough. So we're all ready to go now. Tires are on, everything's hooked up. So we'll mosey out and see what the grass looks like. Probably be a little bit wet still, but we'll go try out the rake. It is now the time to get the baler, see if it'll work. Everything's been raked. There should be stuff that is plenty ready to go. Tractor's not going to like it too much. It does bark quite a bit every time the plunger goes down. Every time this unit here goes forward and packs the bale, packs quite a punch and it kind of bounces the tractor. But it should be able to handle it no problem. Like, other than that, I'll go test it on some old grass first to try to get this bale out, make sure everything's gonna tie. But other than that, it should work. It worked before, so we'll go give it a shot. So this swath I think we had cut it and raked it, I don't know, maybe a month ago, so it's not very good anymore. So I'm just gonna try pick it up and then just to try get that junky bale out of the back and make sure everything's timed before I get the good stuff. So we'll do that quickly. Looks like it started. I can't figure out why this string is still tight, but there's both strings up there. It did drop some of that junky stuff out. And it's all gross and wet. Maybe I'll just go to some of the better stuff now, and we'll push a bale out, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. That didn't go too well. Not quite sure if the old tractor has what it takes to run it. The grass was still a little bit green when I was baling, and I had to unplug it, and there was a lot greener stuff underneath, so it wasn't quite ready. But it was almost like maybe this plunger, like there's a knife there and a knife here, it wasn't quite sharp enough. He was really struggling, and then the PTO was getting hot. So I don't know if there's a clutch. I think there's a clutch inside the tractor that was really struggling to keep up. And then the twine wasn't quite cooperating. You can see it kind of bunched up in there. So we're gonna have to clean that out. This side looks good, no problem. But anyway, so there's that clutch issue on the tractor, the PTO. And then I found out that my wheel seal is leaking. So just little things. I kind of expected a little bit for things like this to happen, like this seal there too. It started leaking. So I may pull some stuff apart and see what's going on with it. And if it doesn't look too good, we might have to park the old John Deere for baling and have to use a newer one. It's kind of seeming like that might have to happen. So I'm looking at draining the PTO case here, and this is kind of an odd thing. Like there should be a plug there similar to that right there, and I'm scared to take it out, but I don't have my manual to say where it is, so I may regret it, but I'm just gonna pull that out and see what it does. So I guess wish me luck, because I hope it doesn't connect to something inside and wreck my PTO. I don't know what to do here. The bolt that the nut is on is just spinning. Maybe I'll try just grab the bolt a bit and spin the nut out more. Because I can't see what's back there. It should just be a plug. I don't know. So after that, I'm debating just popping this plug out. But I also don't know what it is. But surely that'll drain the oil. It's got to. Well, it's probably not the way to do it, but it appears to be working. That is some disgusting looking oil. There's some shiny pieces in there. Not what I want to see. So I'm wondering if that's why it was overheating, is just that the oil is so junky. Like in my hand, it's almost like sticky. And there is some metallic-y in there. So not looking good, if I must say so myself. I'm not too pleased about it. I'm just hoping that it'll somehow still work after. Otherwise, I may be toast on this thing for now. But we'll see. Now that the oil's basically drained, I'm gonna put the plug back in. I'm gonna fill it up with diesel. I had a little bit left, and then we're gonna flush the system out. Hopefully it'll work then. Now we will fire it up, run the PTO for a bit, drain the oil again, and see what it looks like. Just dumping it in, I could tell it was cleaning up a lot of the gears quite nice. But we'll do that now. Not liking that. There's a seal in there that must be pretty bad. It is just dripping out of there. Mind you, it is diesel, so it's a lot thinner. But as you can tell, it's coming out of there pretty fast. might wobble, but I don't know if that's normal or not. We'll shut it off now and drain the rest of the oil. The oil's it's done now. I jacked the tractor up to help it drain, but now I want to take this cover off. I can't imagine there's anything special about taking it off. One would think that's where the seal is back there, so I'll pull that off quickly. So that would probably explain the reason it's leaking. There's some sort of a, I don't know if it's chewed up or is it like a foam, but it looks in rough shape. And this O-ring right here doesn't look ideal. So how I fix that, don't know. Maybe I'll be able to find parts for it. But in the meantime, maybe I could slip an O-ring in there instead of that seal. I don't know. I'm hoping the bearing is still fine. Seems like it, just from what I can tell here. I didn't hear any squealing or anything. So it had to have just been oil. That gross oil just wasn't, I don't know, it's probably chewing that up a bit. But it's not the end of the world. I'll be able to figure that out. Well, that is it for today. As you can tell, I had to get pulled home by the truck. It backfired and then quit sparking. And we pulled the cap off and the magneto wasn't spinning. So I believe that part that I had built in the spring, it wasn't strong enough and it broke. So that'll probably be set for a little bit. I have to get oil for this tractor for the PTO and then maybe resume shortly, and fingers crossed the PTO isn't all worn out. So that'll be it for today.